Welcome to another video, guys. The new fusion plan is out, and it doesn't look to be too hard, but still, in this video I'm gonna do my best to help you set yourself up for success, so you don't have to be wasting unnecessary resources. If you find the content helpful, a like and subscribe would really be appreciated, and don't forget you can also join my giveaway for $20 from the store, as well as 1 hour account takeover with me, by watching my latest video on how to build champions. And also, if you haven't started playing Raid yet, what are you waiting for? You can use my download link and get yourself Corrado, as well as Ugo for free, and you can also use one of the promo codes for either Monkey King or Supreme Galak and start off Raid the right way. Now let's get into the calendar. Okay, so this is what we have. It's already started. We have a spider tournament and a champion training tournament today, but it would be very advisable for you to actually not start playing this right now, because tomorrow we will be having a CVC, and it's gonna be with personal rewards, so you definitely want to be doing your best to actually help your clan out. The CVC starts tomorrow, so you will want to be doing all of these other things while the CVC is on, and the CVC is gonna be lasting up until Thursday morning, for me at least, so that would be the best time for you both to be doing the spider, the champion training, as well as the dungeon divers. So yeah, definitely plan ahead. Try not to be wasting too much energy today, just spend your daily energy basically, but try not to be refilling with gems and such, so you can actually help your clan as much as you can tomorrow on the PRCVC. This is gonna be super good for you to actually combo off, because all 4 of these things are gonna be giving you points. So best thing you could be doing is actually, if you have the luxury of having a one-man spider farmer. For me that would be Marius, but I used to use Artax, stuff like that definitely could work. I've heard Arix does well there as well, but it's basically a very specific situation for you to be able to actually do all of those things combined, but it will indeed be giving you spider tournament points, champion training points, dungeon diver points, as well as CVC for all of those things. So that would be pretty amazing. We're also gonna have a little bit of gear enhancement events, so it definitely would also be amazing to do that during the CVC. So try and plan ahead and try to actually spend all of the silver you will be spending on gear enhancement while there's still a CVC going, as long as you're trying to actually do well on that CVC. If your guild decided you want to be tanking some points for this week, then maybe you don't want to be doing this during those times, but for most, I think this would be ideal. After that, we can also see we have Fire Knight starting, and it would be a good idea for you to actually use a little bit of the Fire Knight during the CVC if you can, even though I'm not actually sure if that's actually going to overlap. No, I actually don't think the Fire Knight is going to be during the CVC anymore, but it's still going to be during the champion training and dungeon divers, even though Fire Knight is not really a place where you can actually reliably champion train while Fire Knight farming, but you do have dungeon divers still going, so you can definitely actually finish off your dungeon divers with a little bit of Fire Knight. And that would not be a bad idea, because as you notice, after that we don't really have anything to do with that Fire Knight, so there's not gonna be any double dipping action going on afterwards. So this actually might be a tournament you might actually even want to skip, because as you notice, we will be getting a grand total of 450 champion fragments. We're getting 400 from the normal stuff and also extra 50 from the hero's path. I'm not sure why they're writing it like that, right? By the way, like, why is it 50 extra fragments like that? Just because it's above 400? I mean, I guess. This might be one of the things you might want to be skipping, because if you're going to be doing the hero's path, well, might as well do the whole thing. So definitely decide if this is something you want to be pursuing here, because it might actually not be that important for you to finish everything. Obviously, the classic arenas are all going to be super easy for you. It doesn't really take all that much to actually do those. The gear enhancement event, I'd say technically you don't even need to finish the gear enhancement event to get yourselves the fragments for the tournament. Usually a complete gear enhancement event costs around 25 million silver. So if you want to be doing all 3 of these, it's going to be costing you around 75 million silver. But realistically, you're probably going to need a lot less, like around 30 million, to actually just get yourself the fragments. But in most cases, I mean, if you're going to be going that deep, might as well just get all of the rewards. In the end of the day, everybody needs to be leveling up their gear in most cases. So unless you're strapped for silver, it's always a good idea to finish those off as well. And you don't need to have the silver like right now up front. In the end of the day, it is going to be a gradually needed silver, so you will be getting a good amount of silver out of the spider tournament. You will be doing a lot of dungeon divers and champion training, so that's going to be giving you silver. So don't get stressed about not having that much silver right now. as long as you keep playing the game, it's not going to be taking you that much effort to actually get enough silver for the gear enhancement events. As you see, we also have a summon rush, which you might actually consider not doing if you're going to be doing everything else. So I'd say Fire Knight plus summon rush might be something some people might consider skipping. I'd probably go for everything. I'd just like to be over-safe than sorry, because who knows how hard the hero's path actually is going to be to complete. As we see, the hero's path is going to be from summoning champions plus artifacts and accessories, so it's basically going to be dungeon divers plus champion chase, so those tend to be expensive. But we might actually get some pleasant surprises, like something like 2x on the sacreds or something like that, so this here might actually be a little bit more worth it than this. So you guys gotta be on your toes for that. But honestly, the summon rush is not gonna be too expensive. Usually it's gonna be costing you around 6 sacreds to actually complete the summon rush for the fragments at least. And even if you don't have that many sacreds, you could also just supplement a bunch with a little bit of mystery shards. And if you're really desperate, I mean really desperate, even primals are potentially on the table, because those do give a lot of points. But obviously, most people would rather save their primals for when they can actually get some 2x on the mythicals. After that, again, we have champion training with dungeon divers, so it would be ideal if you actually do your champion training during the dungeon divers. But we also have a dragon tournament, so if we gotta be completely honest, it's probably gonna be best if you don't rush into the champion training and the dungeon divers, but instead wait for the dragon to actually start on Monday, April 14th, so you can actually be triple dipping. Dragon is usually not too hard to actually solo for a lot of people, so you could be bringing 3 or even 4 champions as food for your champion training, and that's going to be giving you a lot of extra return on your energy, so that is definitely something to consider. And at the end, again, we have Ice Golem here, which again does not double dip with anything aside from the hero's path, so technically it is going to be Ice Golem plus dungeon divers, so I guess it's not the worst thing in the world. Ice Golem is not that hard of a content. Technically Fire Knight is a bit harder than that. So you definitely could be doing a little bit of Ice Golem plus Dungeon Divers for the hero's path, so you don't have to actually summon as much champions. And also, something that you really need to pay attention for is the hero's path, like I said, is going to be a champion chase, so you could actually get yourself 350 points per each of the epics if you decide to start fusing them during this time, and honestly that is the time where you need to be fusing these guys. The downside of fusing them during this period here is that there's not going to be a champion training, but I think it's going to be a lot more worth it for you to be spending a bunch of energy here and a bunch of energy here without having champion training active, just for the sake of actually saving yourself a lot of points for the summoning for Void Epics during this thing. You're only going to be able to summon 3 Void Epics during this thing unless you have completed everything else, however, so that's something to take into account as well. But yeah, all around I think you guys are seeing it's not really going to be that hard of a fusion event calendar. But to be fair, the champion also is getting a little bit of mixed feelings for a lot of people. Some say it's gonna be a skip, others they're just gonna get every champion they can, and I do believe I'll also be going for this guy. But if you feel like you don't really need a champion like this in your roster, you might also consider just taking a skip on this one. In the end of the day, in Raid, you don't need to have every single champion. As long as you already have decent champions that fit this guy's role, maybe you don't need to be going for it. But if we gotta be honest, you're gonna need 3 decent champions that fit this guy's role, because he is actually a hydra specialist more than anything else. So it actually wouldn't be a bad idea to have a champion like this in your roster for one of your Hydra teams. But if you already have better champions, obviously you might want to take a break and maybe get yourself a bunch of fragments for the mod fusion, that kind of stuff. Another thing worth mentioning here actually is that during the hero's path we might actually even see this guy's soul, so it might end up being a little bit more expensive than a lot of people would be comfortable with, so definitely keep that in mind when deciding which events you might want to be skipping. It might actually be best to really just do everything up until the hero's path and see what the situation is with the hero's path, because it might actually cost you a lot more shards to get the whole thing, especially if the soul is somehow in the way. That would be a little bit of a problem for some people. I would not be surprised if this thing requires more than 10 sacred shards to actually get the fragments needed, and if the soul is also in there, it's gonna take even more. But like I said, we are also potentially potentially expecting a 2x maybe on the Sacreds because we've had 2x on Ancients and on Voids pretty recently. To be fair, the Sacreds were also recent, but I doubt they're gonna give us Primal 2x again. So there's that too. All around, he definitely does look to be a very promising Hydra champion for a lot of players, so I'd say if you're in your first 3-4 months into the game, a champion like this would be helping you big time for Hydra because that is a very hard piece of content, and this guy's covering a lot of bases, like he brings some Hex, he does quite a decent amount of damage as a defense-based champion nonetheless. And he's also bringing the decreased defense plus weaken if a target is under Hex, so definitely nothing to scoff at if you ask me. And like I said, he is indeed a Hydra specialist, ignoring things like Life Barrier and Ally Protection both. Life Barrier is unique to Hydra, Ally Protection not unique to Hydra, but still they do have that one. So it's definitely not a bad champion to be having on your team for your Hydra stuff. As for the epics, they also look pretty decent. They are Skinwalkers, and Skinwalkers are known to not have too many amazing support champions, and this guy is definitely okay. He's definitely looking okay. He has debuff removal with block debuffs, heals a bunch. He also buff strips, and his A1 is not that bad either. He has a passive, which can also be healing your team a lot, so if you're having troubles with the Skinwalker faction for faction wars and stuff like that, it's also not a bad idea at least to pick up one of these epics if you're not going for the full fusion. Alas, you can't get both the champion and the epic to go with it because we only have 450 fragments, so you're not gonna have enough for that. Okay, Raid reminds us if you don't have enough shards that you can always spend a little bit of money here and there. I'm not sure if this is that amazing of a offer they're giving right now. Like 1 Sacred is about 20 bucks, 4 Voids is about 12, 10 Ancients is about 10 bucks. Well, to be fair, it's a decent offer. You basically get a couple of chickens for free, 1,000 energy for free, 1 million silver is whatever, bunch of brews and multi-battles. I'd say this thing costs around $50, give or take on regular offers, so it's not the worst idea in the world, but in the end of the day, the choice is yours. It's definitely very doable if you are free to play. And also, don't forget you're going to need to actually ascend those champions, so that is going to be taking you a good amount of Void Potions as well as Arcane Potions. Let me find a not ascended Void champion so we can see it all together. And here we have it. You're going to need 20 of the greater Void Potions as well as 6 superior Void Potions, and also 15 Arcane, 3 of the big boys. So don't forget you are gonna need to actually farm a little bit of the Void keep on Sunday if you don't have any of these right now. It's gonna be costing you a grand total of 80 of the mid Voids, 24 of the big one Voids, 60 from the mid white, and 12 from the big white. But you have the luxury of farming the Arcane Keep whenever you like, so that's no biggie over there, but definitely make sure to pay attention about the Void Keep on Sunday. You're gonna have a couple of Sundays to be farming that, so make sure to go ahead and do that in a timely fashion, unless you want to be actually spending a lot of gems for no good reason. Like, plan ahead, guys, is what I'm trying to say. I hope this video helped you. If it did, a like and subscribe would really be appreciated. And don't forget you can start Raid the right way from my download link from the comment section, the description, or from the QR code. And also, I will be streaming tomorrow when the CVC starts, so it would be awesome if you guys actually join me there, so we can actually talk and have fun. Thanks for watching. I'm Crystal5, and I'll see you in my next video or stream.